why we love aggressive fat loss. This is something that I've probably changed my opinion on over the years.
I used to start with like a priming phase. So like the first 3 weeks used to be just
start maintenance.
Maintenance, priming phase, and then we'd go into a really small deficit. The problem was we'd get 12 weeks in and we'd dropped half a kilo.
When it comes to fat loss, people want to see shit happen quickly. When you see shit happen quickly, you get motivated. If you're stepping on the scales and your weight is coming down, you feel lighter, your clothes are fitting better, you feel great about it. And you bought in and you bought into the process.
They used to get a lot of clients who would only last 6 to 8 months of coaching because we'd get to that mark, they'd try it for a couple of weeks and they'd just be like, I just can't do it, like I'm just fed up with it now. And then it's like, well, what do? I can't give them more food now because they've not got the result that they came for. Because then I've got to say to them, okay, well, we'll have more food for like 3 months now and then we'll try again. It's like, well, no, they're not going to do that.
If someone says in their head, like mentally, they're ready for a diet and they're like, fuck yeah, I'm ready to lose some fucking weight, finally want to get in shape. And especially if they then go and invest in a coach, like, again, they reach out to you or us or whatever and they pay you some money, like, that is your time to take advantage of that.
8 o'clock in the morning, I'll have fish and a rice cake.
Why we love aggressive fat loss. Welcome back to Fish and a Rice Cake. My name's Jake. His name's Dave, aka Little Dave, Big Dave.
I've even had my brothers asking me why I get called Dave now. I had to explain it to one of them the other day.
I feel like it's only the podcast listeners who are going to get it. But anyway, we are two slightly above average online coaches who are here to help you develop your physique, talk about coaching, business, and just everything that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
how are we, mate?
I'm all right. Do you know what's been annoying this week, right? So this is my work phone, right? I've got 2 phones. I'm not a dealer. I've got 2 phones, right?
I was thinking
just wanted that separation.
I've got 2 phones as well.
Yeah, I've got 2 phones. And this is my work one, right? It's literally an iPhone 10. So it's well old. I've had it 6 years, I think, or something. I don't know when it came out. But it's old. So I was like, and it's been done on its contract for literally years, right? But it's been working. So I'm like, I don't need to I use it for business, WhatsApp and Instagram. That's pretty much it. I don't really use it for anything else. I was like, I don't really need to do anything with it. But then recently I was like, do you know what? I was like, I might change it. I might be, because it's starting to slow down and like it freezes a little bit and it's winding me up, and the predictive text on it. I mean, my texting and typing is awful at the best of times, but this is making it worse. So I was like, I might sort of look to upgrade. So it came up on the upgrade options, and I think there's like a 16 Pro Max or something out at the minute. And I never get like the latest iPhone because it's kind of just, that's another thing. It's just all a bit of a con, innit, really? Like they're all pretty much the same after a certain point. So I was like, right, okay, well, I might have a look at it. It genuinely took me all week just to get into my O2 account, because I tried to sign into my O2 account and I think they've merged with like Virgin Media or some shit. I don't know. So it's like, right, you need to put in your password. I don't fucking clue what my password is. It's been on there for years. I have that
all the time with everything.
Literally. So it's like, right, you need to reset your password. So I was like, okay, I need to reset my password. We've sent you reset password link to your backup email account, which is my old Outlook one. Fucked if I know what my password is for my old email account. So then I had to go back to my old email account for Outlook to do that. I had to reset the password on that, which then sent me to an old business account that I had to remember the password for. Eventually, I had to reset my password for my old Outlook so they could send me a reset password for that. That went to my Outlook. I reset it for that. Finally got into that, was looking through them all, looked at the Pro Max, whatever it's called, sold out. Brilliant. No,
it probably wouldn't have been if you got in the first.
Probably wouldn't have been. Took all week, and I am one of those. Like, Sophie will know when technology is pissing me off, because it just instantly drives me mad. And I'm like, oh, fuck you. Literally with my phone, I'm like, well, fuck you then. If it doesn't work like 3 times and I can't remember it.
And what is so good about this new 16 Pro?
I don't know. I was just like, do you know what?
I've got the 15 Pro.
I was like, I'll just, for the sake of it, I'll do it. Because I think they had it on offer for like 50 quid a month. And I was like, that's actually not bad. So I was like, oh, I'll give it a crack. Well, it's not going to happen now anyway.
It's funny that with the 2 phones, though, because I've got 2 as well when we work phone them. I'm an old one. And it's like, especially when you go like the gym or something, I feel like people definitely think I'm a dealer.
Oh, to be fair, in the gym I go to, most people have 2 phones, and most people
are dealers.
Yeah. So it actually blends right in. It's fine. Because like all my passwords on that, I just saved, like the phone has them. So all I normally need to do is put like a finger scan, or it just has a look at my face and it's like, oh yeah, it's you again, and it just lets me in.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't. I had to do my password because they changed something or other. I don't know.
First world issues, mate. First world issues.
And that's the other problem. You know, when you get suggested passwords and they're like ridiculously long with dashes, do you ever save them? Because I never save them.
No, but it's supposed to save in your cloud, though, isn't it?
Right, yeah, but sometimes it goes wrong. And then it comes back to being like, oh no, you need to put your password in. I'm like, well, I ain't got it.
Yeah.
To be fair, pretty good, because I don't know what it is, but I ain't never.
I think that's the idea, isn't it? The idea is that like literally nobody knows what it is.
That's been my
Even you.
Yeah, that's been my week. I'm still stuck with the same phone.
Nice, mate. Nice.
But it works. So
Yeah. Well, do you know what though? Like, again, like even talking just as a segue, but like content creation. Do you know Dudley?
yes.
Obviously, he makes very
Yeah,
good
yeah,
content.
yeah. Dudley would be good to get on here.
He would. We will try and get him on at some point. But he, I think up until recently, I think he's just changed to an iPhone 16. He said, but he films all of his content on iPhone 12.
Yeah, yeah. On
And I'm
12.
on a 12.
Yeah.
And his content looks fucking great.
Yeah, it does look really
And I
good.
would say to coaches like who are not posting at all and like they're waiting to make it all look fancy and shit. I'm like, go and look at his.
Yeah.
Making content on a fucking iPhone 12, man.
Because what he does really well is his lighting setup and his editing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it does look good.
Yeah, exactly. But
That's another thing, right? You know, with phones, right? So with this, for example, and this is completely off topic. I would never sit here, right, and just chuck my phone on the floor because it might break. Yet when I'm in the gym and I've got my headphones on and I pick a song and then I got to start my set, I'll just chuck my phone on the floor next to my bag. And I don't know why. It's different. But I'm not the only one that does it because I've seen other people do it. And
I don't just drop it on.
I don't
I
actively
place
just
it.
like drop it on the floor or like throw it out the floor. But like if my bag's there, I just like chuck it in my bag. It'll land. It's a soft landing. It'll be fine. It's not
Yeah.
surprised it's got cracks on the screen.
there you
saver
go,
and everything.
There you
But it's just weird. I caught myself doing it the other day. I was like, I wouldn't do that in any other context. So why do I just
Yeah.
chuck it on the floor?
It's because you think you're hard in the gym, mate.
Yeah, probably trying to just show off to all my
Show
dealer
off.
mates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exactly that. Anyway, what we're talking about, because that was a rant and a half about phones.
Probably all
There's
get
about 5 minutes of your life you're never getting back. So we are talking about why we love's a strong word, but why we love,
Strong, innit? Love.
why we love aggressive fat loss.
Well, we love watching other people do it. We don't love doing it ourselves.
Yeah. So this is something that I've probably changed my opinion on over the years. So when I first came into the industry, I actually used to favour like slow and steady.
Yeah.
And like my approach to fat loss was very much, let's go slow and easy because then we're going to maintain more muscle and all this kind of stuff. And I don't get me wrong, like there's still a time and a place for that kind of thing. But as a general theme, I've completely transformed the way I think. I much prefer aggressive fat loss. I much prefer getting people into a more aggressive deficit, seeing bigger changes. And there's a few reasons why, but were you the same?
Yeah, exact same. So I think we spoke about this on the coaching clinic last week, didn't
Maybe
we?
we-
One of the questions that
maybe
came
we
up. So literally the exact same. I used to think, I don't want to scare people off. I don't want them to come in and be like, right, we're going to go straight in and it's going to be really hard because they might leave after a couple of weeks and we don't want that. So I was like, we'll just ease into it. I used to start with like a priming phase. So like the first 3 weeks used to be just
Start maintenance.
maintenance, priming phase, and then we'd go into a really small deficit. The problem was we'd get 12 weeks in and we'd dropped half a kilo. Now, the issue with that is that at 12 weeks in, after someone's already dieted for 12 weeks and paid you for 12 weeks and have seen half a kilo come off, if you then turn around and go, all right, just so you know, now we're going to make things harder, now we're going to make it a little bit less enjoyable, now I'm going to take more food away and you're going to have to do more cardio, understandably, they don't want to do it because they've already been doing it for 12 weeks and it's not worked. And I just
And it's
found
not that it's not worked, right? Because what Jake's referring to with like a priming phase would be sorting out your eating habits, sorting out your eating patterns, getting you like a baseline where you feel good, your energy levels are in a good place. You've probably still seen some really positive changes from a composition standpoint as well as a byproduct of that. Like you're feeling better, you're sleeping better, like you're moving better. Like there's loads of good things that can come from that. The issue with that is, although like if a coach said that to me, I would understand it. The issue with that is when it comes to fat loss, people want to see shit happen quickly. And when you see shit happen quickly, you get motivated because momentum is very fucking important when it comes to fat loss. So if you're stepping on the scales and your weight is coming down, if you are seeing you aesthetically, you're literally seeing things change, you feel lighter, your clothes are fitting better, like you're fitting into t-shirts that you've not worn for a long time, all this stuff, which can happen very quickly with fat loss. That's just the truth of it. If you've got the right coaches, then you feel great about it and you're bought in and you're bought into the process. So where I used to go for like a very slow and steady approach, and that would work for some people, like not everybody, and probably more not than it did, unfortunately. Nowadays, I'd almost always go aggressive, unless it's like a real shit show. But like, you know, I will almost always go aggressive because then I've always got the option further down the line to then bring calories up, to then bring in maintenance, to then, you know, kind of focus on different things. You know, we've got that option to do so. And there's buy-in then, because they trust you, because they've seen that you know what you're on about. They've seen the results.
I think that's the difference. Like when someone does initially start, obviously they've paid you a bit of money and they wanted to see some change. They're excited to get going. Like use that because they're going to be motivated to push a little bit harder and they want to see some change. And if you can use that to push a bit harder then, and they do see that change, like you said, then they're going to be invested. They're going to trust you down the line to make more changes. Whereas if you flip that and you take it a bit steadier and you go a bit slower and it takes longer for them to see change, they're not going to be as invested in it. They're not going to want to make the changes that they don't think are the right decision because they're not going to have the same trust in you. So we always now will go more aggressive to start with, see some changes up front nice and quick, because then as well you do that and you're like, oh, by the way, now we're going to add some more food in, and you're still probably going to drop a little bit of weight and you're still going to be able to eat a bit more food and be a bit more flexible, and you're not going to put the body fat back on, as opposed to it being, I know you've already been dieting 12 weeks, but now we're going to make it a bit harder. Trust me, it's going to be what works. I used to get I wouldn't say so many clients, but I did used to get a lot of clients who would only last 6 to 8 months of coaching, because we'd get to that mark, they'd try it for a couple of weeks and they'd just be like, I just can't do it, like I'm just fed up of it now. And then it's like, well, what do? I can't give them more food now because they've not got the result that they came for. Because then I've got to say to them, okay, well, we'll have more food for like 3 months now and then we'll try again. It's like, well, no, they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Like, because they're not going to pay for it, which is understandable. So, yeah.
I think it's leaning into those early stages when motivation is high, because if someone says in their head, like mentally, they're ready for a diet and they're like, fuck yeah, I'm ready to lose some fucking weight. Yeah, finally want to get in shape. And especially if they then go and invest in a coach, like, again, they reach out to you or us or whatever and they pay you some money, like, that is your time to take advantage of that. Because if you can almost essentially give them what they want at that point, you know, some people, even if you gave someone a fairly restrictive meal plan, like at that stage, they're going to be more inclined to stick to it because motivation's high. They've seen the results you get. They're bought into you as a coach at that moment in time. So utilize that, run with it. And then in those first couple of weeks, you get some results. Again, like, then you can start to bring some more change and flexibility in. But that is just utilizing that initial motivation is just so important to generating the momentum, which will bring then the longer term change.
Yeah, 100%. I think coaches are just scared. And I think it's like you mentioned, you've got to give them what they've come to you for, not what you think the best thing for them is at that time. Don't get me wrong, there's caveats to that. If you feel like someone potentially has like some red flags for like, you know, like food disorders or eating disorders, that's then a completely different thing where you should probably refer to them to an actual professional who can deal with that.
Yeah.
But give them what they come for. Don't give them what you think that they need, because they might have a bit more energy. The digestion might be a bit better. They might be sleeping better. Cool. They're not necessarily like that. That's fine.
They've not come for that.
They're not going to stay because of it.
They're not going to come for that. They've not come for that. And we get a lot of coaches now will say to us, oh yeah, but like, you know, the kind of clients I work with, they do need to work on maybe the relationship with food, or maybe there is that and there is this and they need to tweak this, and you know, their food is really, really poor, their food choices are poor, whatever. A lot of our clients are like that to begin with.
Yeah.
But what you do is you coach long term. So you're going to improve all of that stuff longer term if you get them the initial wins. And the issue here is that coaches will go, okay, I can see you've got this and this and this going on. So in the first couple of weeks, we're just going to really try and improve on, you know, your eating habits or whatever, like, and we're going to improve your relationship with food. That's fine, but then don't be surprised if they leave you within a couple of weeks or a couple of months, because they're not seeing the actual thing that they want, that result that they're after. So my advice there would be and we're not saying don't address these problems. Fucking hell, like, we are massive on addressing those problems.
We just do it from a position of where they feel already more motivated,
bought in,
and trusting in you,
happy with the progress they're making, so that then you can truly start to work on that stuff. So a lot of my clients, I might say, listen, like, I know we've got these issues that we need to work out, and like, I'm really keen to do that, and I know that you are as well, but let's get you in shape first. Right. And at least then they're like, okay, because that's important to them.
Because then you've also got the flexibility and the room to be able to be like, right, now we're going to spend 6 weeks actually just focusing on these problems.
Exactly.
And we can just maintain your composition in the
literally meantime. That 100%. Yeah. So I just think it's really important to remember that, you know, especially online when you're not working with people in person, you've got to get those early results, and then you can work on everything else like in the long term. And again, if you're talking about what's coming next to your clients, and again, we do this all the time with our clients, like, whilst we're in fat loss phases, we're always talking about the thing that's coming next, the maintenance, the reverse diet, the gaining phase. For some clients, it might be that, you know, the bit after fat loss is a reverse diet, then to show people how to stop tracking properly and safely, because they might not want to do a gaining phase, and that's fine. So it's like, okay, well, let's leave you in a position where you've got amazing results, but you're also very confident maintaining that longer term, and that relationship with food, etc., is in a really good place. So what we're not saying here is ignore all that stuff. We're just saying get them the result first, address everything else in the long term of your coaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
So get people shredded. And if you want to get shredded, come to us.
Yeah. And if you've got an iPhone 16 Pro Max, let us know what you think. Let me know if it's any good, whether it's worth getting. Yeah. I'll live vicariously through you. Right.
Sweet.
Catch you in the next one.
Bye-bye.